welcome back to Phacilitate TV. I'm very excited to be joined by Saeed from the King Faisal Hospital in Saudi Arabia. Last year, one of the highlights for me for the show was the speaking with the Saudi delegation, so thank you for being on again.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. So just to contextualize for people who might not know, can you tell me a bit more about the 2030 initiative inside of Saudi Arabia?
So the 2030 initiative is like we are trying to establish our biomanufacturing and patient-centric drugs manufacturing in the kingdom, and localizing the biomanufacturing at the moment. So the main important initiative is like how can we make this drug affordable and accessible to our patients. So we have a lot of patients who need this unmet need in terms of cancer, in terms of genetic diseases, and at the moment it is very difficult to treat because of the expensiveness, and it's not feasible to have these drugs long term. So the initiative is how we can localize this, manufacture this, and invent our own, so that our patent in Saudi Arabia, especially I'm talking about King Faisal Hospital, we have a very good support from higher management to establish our own local manufacturing for our own patients, not only cell and gene therapies but many other modalities, because we are a tertiary care hospital, so we want to establish our own cell and gene therapy hub. So we have a lot of good thing coming up, and is a huge initiative to establish a big GMP to produce our own cell and gene therapies at the moment. Yeah.
Very good. So for gene therapy or cell therapy developers who may be interested in setting up shop in Saudi Arabia, what does the ecosystem look like, from financing, from capabilities, that sort of thing?
That's a very good question. Now the ecosystem is started to mature. We have a Saudi FDA very mature now, very passionate people in the Saudi FDA, and we have a lot of funding supporters from government side, from private sector, from philanthropists. So this is a very important time, to be honest, for the investments coming up in terms of startups, very early startup companies for cell and gene therapies, and localizing them and producing in the kingdom. This is a very golden period, I should say. So this is looking very great at the moment in terms of manufacturing. Yeah.
Excellent. So I know specifically you're at the King Faisal Hospital. I'd love to learn a little bit more about the cell therapy and gene therapies that you guys are developing there. Can you start with some cell therapies?
So at the moment, in King Faisal Hospital, what we are trying to do is we have 4 domains. We have a commercial cell therapies like CAR T cells and other commercial products, and we have IITs, industry initiated trials, and then we have R&D pipeline, which is we are trying to invent and trying to take to the patient, and same time we have in-house manufacturing. So we are trying to develop a large GMP facility for our own patients, and then rest of the other country patients if possible. So basically we are inventing, so we want a full value chain of cell and gene therapy. Especially in cell therapy, what we are trying is we have the young population of patients, we need huge unmet need. So we want to develop our own CAR T cells. We have recently invented one new CAR, which is invented in Saudi Arabia, patented now. So we are trying to take that to clinic, and same way we have multiple other modalities coming. Even we started now like in vivo CAR to take to the clinic. So we are trying to build a full ecosystem by 2030 or beyond that, so that we produce our own for our own patients at the moment. Yeah.
Very good. And what has you most excited about the opportunity inside of Saudi Arabia?
The most important opportunity, I'm sorry to say, but is the patient population. We have a unique patient population, and Saudi Arabia is the country where you need more than any other country's cell and gene therapy, because you have so many genetic diseases which we need to treat, and you will not see that kind of rare genetic diseases in other patients. And on top of that, we have our cancer patient population, which is young, which they need unmet need, and they need this kind of advanced therapies in early on, maybe in first line therapy, maybe second line therapy, not beyond that. So this is more exciting for a scientific part of that drives me to invent these drugs, because you have young patients and you have number of diseases which these patients have no options to get the treatments. Yeah.
Right. So you've got the strong government initiatives, you've
Yeah.
got the need and the desire for the government to meet that need.
Yeah.
And so there's the opportunity there to develop some really impactful cures
That's
inside
true.
of
Yeah,
Saudi
that's
Arabia.
true. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.